What's the most amazing
Oh,
thing, the most incredible thing, maybe
uh,
even too the most surprising thing you've ever found?
well, one of the most surprising things was a hip joint. I pulled his hip joint out of the way. I said, "Oh my God, somebody killed somebody, threw him off the pier, whatever." I said, "This ain't good, right?"
His name is Steve Andrews, but on YouTube he goes by the Gig Master. He's a 68-year-old retired dude who loves prospecting, looking for gold, fishing, and helping people. That's how he's built his community. Now, let me tell you this, if you think you are too old to start a YouTube channel, he is going to inspire you because not only does he treat his YouTube channel like a reality show, he produces a video every day. I got to tell you, this was one of my most fun interviews ever. So let's get in my interview with the Gigmaster. I am super excited to be talking to somebody that I've known a little bit, but this is the first time we've met. His name is Steve Andrews, but he goes by Gig Master. How you doing, dude?
I'm doing great. Look, I'm so glad to see you, man. It's Kevin. You have really helped me out. Just kind of background, how I met Kevin. I actually went on Google and typed in a problem I was having with video editing. His channel came up, solved my problem, all my issues I had, and took off. I appreciate the help.
Yeah, I remember you reaching out too at one point and saying, "Hey, I got an idea. Would you want to like shoot a video about iPhone and some iPhone tips and I'll
Yep,
share it with
yep,
my community and and it might even help you." And I thought, that was really cool because I don't people talk collaborations all the time, but they don't know how to
right.
do it. And it was just like hey, if you can do it, that's great. And then we've been emailing each other back and forth.
Yep.
And I don't want to get too far into this before we find out more about your channel, but check this out. Check this out.
Gigmaster.
Yeah. I
Life
got
is an
I got my
adventure.
own personalized T-shirt. So, if I get really famous, I'll have you sign it and I'll sell it. How about that?
There
So
you go. Uh,
so before we get too far in, just give me like the elevator pitch of what your YouTube channel is about.
all right. Very quickly, I started off with metal detecting. I do a lot of metal detecting, and I was talking with the metal detecting with a friend of mine. He's got over 1 million subscribers, Aqua Chigger, and he said, "You need to start a YouTube channel. You need to start. I'm too old, right?" But anyway, I kind of hemmed and hard, and that's kind of how I got started in it. Got a little bit more background we can talk about in a little bit, but that's kind of how I got started anyway.
So, Gigmaster. Tell me about the name, what that means.
Me and a friend of mine, Joe, we used to go out flounder gigging. And what you do, you go out there at night with an underwater light and the flounder lay on the bottom, and you go get flounder. And
Ah,
I could gig 50 flounder a night. We get 100 flounder, and he said, "Man, you are the gig master, man," because of gigging. That's kind of how it came about.
that is funny. But now your channel has mostly been about like metal detecting and prospecting and stuff like that, right?
It started out like that, and you know I got a lot of different hobbies. I melt gold. I do all kind of stuff. But anyway, I started saying, you know what, people might like to see this. Like you say on your videos, man, you don't know what people are like. You want a little entertainment.
Yep.
I do crabbing. I do a little bit of fishing. I do shrimping. Anyway, I do a ton of things. But I said, you know what? I'm gonna kind of make this like a reality show, more or less, and what I do all the time, and people seem to like it. So man, that's kind of how I got started, and kind of going up, changing what I do,
Yeah.
than just metal detecting.
Yeah. Well, and I gotta tell you, I don't know how anybody could not watch one of your videos and not just be smiling from ear to ear and having a blast. I mean, what's some of the
I love it.
feedback you've gotten over time with your videos and your channel?
Oh, man, people love it. I tell you what, I get so many people say, I wake up first thing in the morning, get my cup of coffee, and cut the gig master on and watch the show. I get so many people saying that. They like to kind of live vicariously through you, maybe they can't get out or whatever. And I enjoy having them with me. I know when they're right there with me while I'm going out on all these adventures, and I got this crowd right with me. So it's really nice. I enjoy it.
Now, since my channel is really more for people 40 and over, anybody can watch. I just want to establish something. you don't have to give me your age if you don't want to, but you're over 60, 50,
68.
70.
I'm 68.
Look at that.
Yep.
So I want people to get that. I mean, Steve is having a blast. Assuming he's making money, he's touching lives, and he's 68. And when did you start your YouTube channel?
Well, it's a little bit of a long story. I'll try to make it quicker. But years ago, my dad used to have an 8 millimeter camera, and he used it in the late 50s and early 60s. I was a kid, 3 years old, 4 years old, whatever. It's this camera that you held on your shoulder, a little small Browning, 8 millimeter. You actually had to wind it up to get it to work. You wind it up. you know. And anyway, I had a ton of videos of myself and my family, friends, and I digitized all those. And of course, as I got older, when I got a teenager, and all, the old camcorders. Some of you viewers might not know what a camcorder is, but big old movie camera you set on your shoulder, about that big. It does what a little camera does now. But and I took videos of all my vacations and all my friends and my sons. All their kids coming around and having a blast in the yard, all kind of stuff. I digitized all them. So I got to the point I was saying, how am I going to share these with all their friends, my family, my friend? How am I going to share them? So I started emailing somebody. You know how hard it is to email a
Mhm.
large file. And who got what? I said, this is too hard. It's got to be an easier way. So I said, YouTube. I can load them up to YouTube and just share the links on YouTube. And a lot of people don't notice there's 3 different methods you can use on YouTube. You do a private, you can upload
Mhm.
it as private, nobody can see it but yourself. You can upload it as unlisted, and you can share that link with anybody in the world and they can see it, or you can share it public, which I do now in my videos now. But so I uploaded all as unlisted, and I created a Excel spreadsheet that had all the videos on it, and then at the top I had everybody's name, and then I had a check mark if they were in that video, so that person could go look at their name, go down, look at the video, click the button, and go watch the video. It made my life easy trying to share with everybody, and it's probably 50 different people I'm trying to share with because my son's friends and family and
Yeah.
everything. YouTube solved my problem. It did it. And then after I did that, I still hadn't started my own YouTube channel yet. I just did that for that.
Yeah.
A couple years after that, like I said, my friend was on me, man, you need to do a YouTube channel. I said, all right, I'll give it a try. So like everybody does, you upload your first video. I'm terrible, I can't do it. You always criticize yourself more than
Yeah.
people do.
Oh, yeah.
People just looking.
Yeah.
And but I never do that. I've never deleted a video. What you see is what you get. And I'm pretty happy with it, how it's going now. But that's how I got started in producing videos on YouTube. And like I said, over the years, that's been about 9 years. I think I've been doing it now. I do a video a day now. Every day I put a video up every morning. So
Wow. And tell me about that because, I think the most I've ever published was probably 3 a week, and I tried that for a little bit, and it's just like, yeah, I started saying I'm too old, but that excuse
no,
doesn't
don't
hold
say
water anymore. But why every day?
um, people like consistency for one,
Mm,
as you know. And like I say, every morning people say to get up to watch my show every day. So it's like a TV show. You go on 7 o'clock every Monday night, or just today, this when you
mhm.
go 7 o'clock every morning to watch the Gigmaster, just a regular show. And people seem to like it. It's a very variety of what I do. Like I say, I'm doing all kind of things all the time. Uh, but people seem to like it, so I'm keep getting up. I do a shorts. I'm also on Facebook too, but I do reels and shorts. So I'm producing uh, multiple videos a day a lot of times. Some days I'll kind of back it up. I'll do 5 or 6 videos a night in a night.
Wow. So now are you doing all of your own production, or do you
I'm
have
a
help?
one-man production.
So walk everybody through what your process of doing a video is.
Well, if I'm doing metal, let's say I'm out metal teching, I try to only videotape what I'm going to use because if you get a bunch of videos around that, then you end up having to edit a lot. I'm not good at it, but I try to really concentrate. I know when I get a target, what targets are good, and it might be a gold ring or whatever. So I just videotape, hopefully the good stuff. I do videotape pulling pull tabs and bottle tops. I mean, but that's life, and people, I want people to see that you don't get a gold ring every time you dig a target, you know. So you gotta, they gotta come along with me on some of my jump targets too. So I mean, but I try to get all that together. So when I get home, I use a Final Cut Pro, which you've done several videos on, and great videos. Like I say, you helped me out
Thank
on
you.
a couple of things, so I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it. But anyway, you get home and I'm not an expert on it. It's not that hard of a program to use. I know you kind of mess with some, so you know, you take each one, each of you put it in a line there, and you put little separations into things. I mean, it
Mhm.
doesn't take me 20 minutes probably to put it together. It's not that hard. Once you kind of learn a little bit, it's not
Yeah.
that hard to learn. You bam, bam, bam. Unless you got a lot of things, we got to add pictures and do some other stuff, sound, and sometimes I do giveaways a week, so I gotta have my camera, you know, record my voice, and then I got the screen capture when I do
Yeah.
my giveaways, and then I got to merge the video and the audio together. You know, it takes a little bit longer when you start doing stuff like that, but just putting video in there, creating a production is nothing. You know, it doesn't take no time.
And what are you using for your camera?
I got a little. It's called a Fuji XP. I buy them used, and they're actually
Nothing wrong with
underwater
that.
cameras.
Yeah.
Because I do a little bit of diving. I got a snooper rig on my boat, and sometimes I'll do video
Mhm.
underwater. At one place, we were diving, metal detecting, finding all kind of gold rings. And I actually had my camera would go down, and you could actually see me dig right down in the sand. You know, getting the gold
That's
ring out.
cool. Yeah.
And these cameras, you usually can buy them used for like $40. I mean, you don't have to spend a fortune on your equipment. You know, I know a lot of people spend a ton, but you do not have to spend a ton. My iPhone, I use that all the time, you know, doing that. But the camera wise, like I say, I buy them used on eBay or locally or Facebook. And I usually pay 40 bucks, $50 for them, you know, and they work great. I got about five of them, Nate. I keep a spare in my car because, you know, it's old people, we forget, man. So I got backups on everything because, you know, the brain don't work like it used to. So I got to keep backups everywhere and everything. But that's the camera I normally use.
Well, and I look, I think gear and things like editing really trip people up. I mean, I've got to, I have to always remember I've been doing this a long time. And there's still a lot I don't know, but it seems like what you've come up with is a simple way of shooting, and even the editing is simple
Yeah.
so you can stay in the process. But is that, would you agree with that? That you
Absolutely. Yep. It's very simple. I mean, unless I'm doing something unique. Otherwise, just shooting a video with some frames you put here. You know, you can put it right together like that. Now you've got a lot of Final Cut Pro stuff out there. So
Mhm.
on that particular program, that's what I like the best. I did use one in the very beginning. I had another program, but another friend of mine was using that one, and he kind of got me onto that one. I said, man, this is nice. It's not that hard. So
Yeah, and I mean, for me, I'm on a Mac. You buy it, you own it once. There's a lot of other programs out there that are good. As good. I don't know. I also think it's about getting comfortable. Too.
yeah, yeah,
I
yeah.
know people that still edit on iMovie, and it's like there's nothing wrong. There's
No,
nothing wrong with iMovie. I know people that have grown channels with an iPad. It doesn't matter.
absolutely. When I go on cruises, I'll go take some of the beaches on my cruises I go on, and put the movie together with my iPhone. You know, put the whole thing together with my iPhone. I did just get a laptop to take with me, but for years I've done it on my iPhone iMovie. You know, that's all I did when I was out on a trip. You know, I used iMovie. It's pretty simple to use. It's not that hard once you get used to it. Now, and like you say, it's what you get used to. You know, once you kind of feel comfortable with it and get do it, you take off.
Hey, I just wanted to pop in for a second and say, have you ever thought about starting your own video podcast? Well, if you have and you don't know where to start, there's a book about that. Yeah, this is the book I co-wrote with my buddy Ross Brand, Video Podcasting Made Easy. It takes you through everything you need to know to start your very own video podcast. You can pick it up on Amazon. There's a link down in the description, so I hope you get it. If you do, let me know what you think. And now, back to the show. Tell me about some of your biggest videos, your best videos.
You know, like I say, a reality show, right? Well, and you might notice do-it-yourself videos do great. Uh, and I one day I had to do a dethatching in my front yard. I said, you know what? Well, let's make a video. You know, so I dethatched my whole front yard, did a nice little video and all. It's got over 500,000 views. You know, I get in one day, my boat was broke. I said, and I figured out what the problem was. I looked it up, figured out how to do it. And I come up with a couple ideas myself. So I made a video of me repairing. This was a steering on the motor, so the steering got messed up. Had to take it apart, how to clean it out, how to put it back together, and all. I think it's got over 300,000 views, and I got I get so many comments. Man, you saved me so much money. You know how it is when you help somebody like you helped me. You know when you help somebody, it gives you that good feeling. You know that you help somebody get a better life or help issue and all. And you know the number of people that send me that say, "Man, you saved me thousands of dollars because I was going to take. They wouldn't charge me this. I went and did it myself for nothing, hardly, you know." And I got one guy sent me a check in the mail. Said, "Man, you helped me so much. Here, just take this." You know? And I just yesterday I had a guy from New Zealand sent me, "Man, you helped me so much on that video. It's unbelievable." I mean, the do it yourself was do well. And like I said, if I'm gonna do something, that might make a good video. don't don't be don't do this when you're making videos. You gotta look outside the box. You know, if it's something you figured out how to do something, man, there's another thousands of people that hadn't figured that out yet. Show them, help them. You know, save them some money. Um, and then of course I've had my regular YouTube videos that do good too. But I mean my regular metal detecting and all. But can I tell you about my favorite videos?
Absolutely.
All right. I joined a site called theringfinders.com. It's an international site, and I'm the representative for that area. At theringfinders.com, you can actually pull up a map and you can expand it out. And if you've lost a ring somewhere, you can click a person for that area and he'll help you go find it. And I'm the rep for this whole area right here. And I get calls all the time. People lose. I just found one yesterday for a guy that he had lost it 2 days ago. He gave me a general area, went up there, found it. I mean, I do it all the time. You know, it, you think they do really well on views wise, but they do okay. But they're my favorite, even though they don't, you know, make a millions and millions of views. They're my favorite one because you're giving back, you're helping people, and I got people crying and jumping up and down when I find these, and I got all those on my YouTube channel. But on my YouTube channel, you know, you actually do a playlist, and I got a
Mhm.
playlist called "Return to Owner." And I got like almost 100 videos just returning cell phones, rings, golf clubs. I mean, just the crazy stuff people have lost and getting it back to me. They're my favorite ones. And I'll do that one versus one that might do better monetize wise. I do one that I love myself more and help somebody, you know. I love those the best.
So is there a type of content? I mean, you do the produced videos. You've done some live streams. I know we were talking before we went on. You don't do that. You haven't done that many. You do shorts and everything. Is there one of those formats that you just really like the best, or for you are they just kind of all the same?
Um, they're pretty much all the same. I need to buy you a book. You got a book on live streaming, don't you?
Yes, I do, and also one
I
on
need to
video
get that.
podcasting.
You gotta hook me up with one of them with the deal.
Yeah, well, yeah.
But
You sent me a shirt. I probably owe you a book.
yeah, there you go. I do. You know, the live streaming does interest me. I'm not real familiar with it. I've been down at the beach, maybe where the Navy's down there, got an amphibious assault vehicle going off to or something. You know, something that's interesting at the beach, or maybe just at the beach. People don't get it. Some people never see a beach. I mean, you know, you gotta think outside your mind sometime when you're making videos and all. It might be something you do every day, and nobody wants to see this, you know. But you don't realize, like, people want to just see the beach sometimes because they've never seen it. So I'll
Yeah.
do a live stream of just showing the beach, and they love it, you know. And but you know that because we get in our brain that you know nobody want to look at it, nobody see that. My wife said nobody wants to see that, and then it goes boom, and it goes crazy, you know. So don't you can't put those blinders on when you're trying to make a video. What you're thinking about, make it, put it out there, you
Yeah.
know.
I think that is fantastic advice, and when you were talking about some people haven't even seen a beach, I remember when I was young, family, that we used to hang out with our family, and they had, an exchange student in, I forgot what country and where she was from, but this family lived around the mountains, and we were driving one day, and she was just kept looking out the window, and she had never seen mountains before.
You know,
And so when you said that, it's like, yeah, I mean, we assume we get in our own world and bubbles that everybody
Yes,
knows
yeah,
everything we know and they've seen everything, and it's not the case. So, you know,
definitely.
I'm glad you shared that. I wanted to ask you what what got you into prospecting? I mean, what is it that you were like, man, I really like this, and you know, it's a potential career as well. But you know, what really about prospecting got you like fired up?
Um, I always liked metal detecting. I never really got into it until, like I say, about 10 years ago. That I got into it, and uh, it's just that some of us have that treasure hunting gene. You know what I mean? We love looking for treasure, and when I get into something, I usually get into it. You know what I mean? I don't just buy a cheapie. I get into it, and so I started doing it, and I started finding some gold rings and going, and I got the gold fever. If you know what I mean, if you want to do it, get that, find that gold, you want to find more gold, So I kind of started doing, and helping people, and I started getting that, the ring finding. That's when I started helping people, and the look on the smiles on their face. I make a spreadsheet every year of smiles. I have a whole spreadsheet full of smiles that I created during that year, and each year I do a whole spreadsheet of nothing but people that help people out, and that hits me here. You know what I mean? It's really good. But anyway, that got me wanting to do that too. But you talking about prospecting? I do a little gold prospecting too. I got some videos. I do all kind of stuff, man. Gold treasure hunter by heart.
What's the most incredible thing you've ever found?
Um, Incredible. Well, I now found, as far as value of 20,000, I returned a $21,000 diamond, a $13,000 necklace. Allen Iverson, the famous basketball player,
Yeah.
um, he had given his friend, he's from right around where I'm at, and he had given his friend, his best friend over here, a $13,000 necklace, diamonds all over, solid gold, and the guy got in the water doing flips and lost it. And if you Google Gigmaster lost such and such, I'll come up. So I came up. He called me up. Can you help me find it? So I went over there and found that for him. I love that video. That's a good video because I pulled it out of the water. Oh my god! It's pretty cool. Uh, but yeah, I like doing that. What was the question? I forgot.
Well, I was asking you, like, you know, what's the most amazing thing,
Oh,
the most incredible thing, maybe
uh,
even too the most surprising thing you've ever found?
well, one of the most surprising things was a hip joint. I pulled his hip joint out of the way. I said, "Oh my god, somebody had killed somebody, threw him off the pier, whatever." I said, "This ain't good, right?" I got a friend of mine. He's a captain of the police department. I said, "What do I do? I know these things have serial numbers on, 'em, right? Can you track down who it was?" He said, "Well, possibly." So I put it on my YouTube channel. I say, "Hey, I found this hip joint. I'm gonna turn it into the police. So my a friend of mine calls me up. He says, "Don't turn that into the police. It's my mother-in-law's." I said, "What?" He said, "It's my mother-in-law." I said, "What do you mean?" He said, "Well, when his mother-in-law got cremated, the cremation society, gave him the ashes and gave the hip joint in the box." I didn't know they did that, but apparently they do. They give you the parts out. But anyway, he said, "My wife saw that and said, 'Get that out of here. I don't want that here. Get it out of here.'" So he goes down to the ocean and throws it out in the ocean. And I come along with my metal detector, beep, beep, beep. And there it is. That's one of the strangest things I found. It's kind of funny. But we find all kind of stuff. A lot of cremation tags because people don't
Oh,
realize. I
wow.
think when people dump the ashes, there's a tag in it. So we find
Oh,
it. We
man.
throw them back. We don't keep them.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
gold teeth. I mean, every piece of jewelry you can think of, caps. I mean, you find all kind of crazy stuff.
Well, and again, you know, I mentioned earlier, I don't know how anybody could watch your videos and just not be smiling, but I mean, I sense when you're finding one, like I was watching one, you know, and you found like, you know, I think it was like 3 quarters and a nickel. And you were like, oh, look, there's 3 quarters. I mean, there's a real sense of like excitement for finding something. I mean, you're not faking
Yes.
that, right? I mean, this is real.
Yes, it absolutely is, man. Especially when you see that flash of gold, that gets your heart going good. And then it's fake sometimes, but still, it gets your heart going. It's a lot better sitting on the couch, right?
Oh, yeah.
If you're
Yeah.
not getting exercise, and the YouTube channel is keeping your brain going. That's one thing. As we get older, we need to keep active. You're retired, and when you're working, you got all kind of thousand things, and then you quit. You don't have all that. So the YouTube channel is really good for that. To keep things moving. And you never get it all figured out when you're dealing with videos, YouTube's lighting, sound. I mean, it's always something you got to keep it moving, body and brain.
Oh yeah, yeah. So how has your content changed over time, over the years on your YouTube channel?
Well, like I say, when I first started off, it was nothing but pretty much nothing but metal detecting, And there's a lot of metal detecting channels out there. And I can say my friend, he's got over 1 million subscribers. He's still doing great. But I decided, you can't find a gold ring every day to start with. You can't go out and find candy balls every day. I find them, but not you can't create this video if I'm gonna do a daily video. Do that every day. And so I started doing, like I said, like a reality show more or less of all the different adventures that I go on. Life is an adventure, right? So
Absolutely.
and I just go on so many things every day, and I share with my community everything I do. So they're right there with me all day, every day.
So you mentioned other platforms you're on, but I think YouTube is your core platform, right?
Yeah, I do a lot of Facebook. And I post there every day. I do more, because YouTube doesn't have that, that picture wise that you can do with Facebook. So I do a lot of. I found this cannonball today. Here it is. Because I can do that easier than I can make a video. Now I do make a video and put it on YouTube, but I can do that easier showing pictures. And
So
and
you
things
kind of
like
use it to
that.
complement each
Yes,
other.
yes,
Yeah.
and I take and
Yeah.
put every one of my YouTubes onto my Facebook. When it posts there, I post it there every day. So it's I keep them both going. I don't do much on Instagram, and I do TikTok some. In the beginning I was doing same thing. I post, same video, all different platforms, but mainly Facebook and YouTube.
And
Mainly is
and
what
and what do you like about YouTube?
it's one. It's pretty easy to create a video. Where else can you share with the world, 1 billion people on a video in a minute? I mean, where could you do that at? I mean, YouTube is definitely the avenue for sharing with the world. Like I say, repairing the boat. I got New Zealand. I got people all over the world. I'm helping people all over the
Mhm.
world with this issue. You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
where else could you do that at? I mean, there's
Yeah.
no one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And,
what I
and
think. What do you think?
oh, yeah, that there's so much, and I'm always, YouTube's not a perfect platform, but at the same time, the ability to connect with people around the world. I get giddy when somebody shouts out, "Hey, from Sweden or
Yeah.
Nairobi or Australia." It's like, dang. I mean, I know it's
Yeah.
the World Wide Web and I know, it's all over, but it's still so stinking cool when somebody says that. And it's like, yeah, yeah, this is really, really neat.
I
Really.
got like you say, you get people all around the world. I got a
Yeah.
guy in London. I'm in Great Britain. He got with me. He sent me this nice mat that I do my video on every night. He had his mother make it, shipped it over to me. He actually every year he sends me all kinds of stuff. Here's one I actually showed here. This is one he made me to put in my back of my tailgate. To share my stuff. I mean,
Cool.
like you say, you meet people all around the
Yeah.
world. They send you stuff. They
Yep.
communicate. It's amazing what YouTube can do as far as connecting with the
Yeah.
world. It's
Yeah.
it's, it's pretty cool.
Now, over time, your channel continues to grow and grow and grow. What are some of the things you've done that to grow your channel?
Um, I just basically just doing what I'm doing every day. But I know I kind of mentioned this one time before, but shorts. Shorts have really helped me on subscribers. I had one short where I go when they do a crab trot line where you go to and the crabs come up. There's 50 pieces of chicken on this line that goes across your butt. You're just dipping one crab after the other. That video did almost 20 million views,
Good
but it
man.
actually got me 23,000 subscribers. So don't count the shorts out for getting subscribers and connecting with people. People they just enjoyed it. It's just something you're providing. Sometimes do it yourself. You're providing something to help them do something. Sometimes you just giving them a laugh. You know, sometimes you just educating, giving them something to laugh about, have fun, and so you go all different ways with that. But yeah, so shorts can definitely help you with your subscribers. Um, but I basically just do reality, what I like to do, and it's not like a job to me. I'm just having
Mhm.
fun. You know, I'm just out having fun. If it was a real job, I'd probably be doing a few things different, cause things that would get better views versus finding a ring for somebody. I love it. I do that over something making money all day long because I just enjoy it. You know, so uh, I got a little different approach than some people that are out there trying to do that. I'm just having fun, enjoying life, and doing what I do.
But it works for you. I mean, it works for you. And I love the fact that you describe your channel and what you're doing as a reality show. 'Cause I mean, I mean, I love reality shows. Some people don't. Not all of them, but I'm hooked on several.
Yeah.
Have been for years. But does that kinda help you then? I mean, it's like, this is what I do. It's like a reality show. So when you're creating your videos, it just kinda like that's the mindset you stay in as well?
Yeah, it is because I do what I want to do. I don't want YouTube to tell me what to do. You know, all right, you got 2 million views on this. You got to do more of that. You know, then I got to change my thought pattern and go do that. Then it's a job, and I don't want a job. I had a job for 37 and a half years. And I retired from it. Okay, so I just want to enjoy life, have fun. I'm not gonna be stupid about it now. If it's something that it doesn't take much time, I can do something. I'll do it. But I'm not gonna change my focus of what I'm doing in life for that reason. I'm gonna do what I want to do, have fun, enjoy life, and people like seeing you have fun. You know, it's I think we talked before about would you rather watch a rocket scientist talk about how to do something versus something have fun. You know, so it's something about with passion
Yeah.
out there having a
Yeah.
good time. You know,
Yeah.
they're gonna watch that person having passion, having a good time versus this rocket scientist talking about how to build this interesting
Yeah.
motor, and anybody's gonna watch it. It's gonna bore them to death. So anyway, I'm gonna do what I want to do, reality show, and
I
enjoy
love it.
life, and that's where I'm going.
I love it. So, what's your advice for somebody watching this, listening to this, that's wanting to start YouTube? They're thinking about it. What would you say to them?
I say do it. Don't hesitate, because I hesitated at first, and I maybe just do it. Put a video out there. Do it on your iPhone. Just do one video on your iPhone. Put it out there. I mean, you can do that in seconds, right? Am I right? Right? How long would it take you to do a video on your iPhone and put it out
I probably you would think about it longer than it would take you to do it.
there?
Yeah.
So I'd say, advice wise, I'd say just put one out, especially if you have a passion about something. Everybody has something they love to do, whether you, I don't know, building cars or working in your yard, gardening, something you design or build. You know, take a video of it and put it out there, and just see what happens with that. You need to share. I think one thing, especially if you're doing something specific, gardening or something, you need to share it probably with a gardening channel, Facebook or wherever that you can come up with. You need to share it, because if you just stick one out there, the algorithm's not going to pick it up, and you probably won't get that many views. So you need to kind of put it out in a couple different places so people can see it, and it could get picked up in an algorithm where it's, oh my God, look at it. Hey, share this, share it. And then it just takes off. It goes wild. It goes viral, or something like that. So there's a couple of things. Once you get a couple out there, you can kind of learn how to do a couple more things like that.
That's solid advice. I mean, if you're not going to enjoy it, then I don't think it's worth doing. So you might as well
Absolutely.
enjoy it. And I'm telling you, you can tell you're having an absolute
I
blast.
am.
Listen, Steve, I thank you so much for taking the time. Thank you for my own shirt. I love it. And
Awesome.
there'll be a book in the mail to you soon. So we'll connect on
I
that. But
appreciate that, man.
for everybody watching or listening to this, I'll put a link to his channel down there. Make sure you go check it out. He's the Gig Master,
The
Steve
Gigmaster,
Andrews.
come see me.
Thanks
Come
for being on,
join me
dude.
on an adventure.
I
Thank
really
you, buddy.
appreciate it. Have a great today.
You too. Take care.